Another week, another weekly reset. This is the weekly reset where we go over Nightwave, Teshin, and all that stuff for the week in Warframe. There will be time codes in the description below. I just want to start off by saying real quick, I've decided that 1 to 2 times a year I'm going over my CD collection. Yes, I decided to get back into collecting CDs in 2026 for nostalgia reasons. I'm doing it over on my tech channel. I technically link in the description below. Feel free to check it out if you so wish. Now, as per usual, let's begin with Nightwave, shall we? Okay, we have complete 3 exterminate missions, complete sabotage mission, 3 of them in fact. Now complete 3 puzzles in Deviri. Let's talk about the sabotage missions real quick, okay? I just want to say that it said to complete 3 sabotage missions. It doesn't say to open X sabotage crates. So in theory, you'll just have to do the missions, okay? Then we read this, complete 3 puzzles in the Deviri. Yes, there are puzzles in the Deviri. No, I am not going to do them. I kind of just got lucky one time with a thing. I happened to be with a group that knew how to do it. I think I know how to do it now, but it's kind of a hassle if I'm being honest. Exchange 10 ribbons delivered for ribbon mod from the crazy ribbon lady. Okay, that's my nickname for her. Yes, the nickname is longer than her real name, I imagine. I don't actually remember her real name. Anyway, moving on. Kill 30 XMS, complete 15 missions, and kill 500 enemies. You know, the ones you can get complete just by playing the game. And then we have, well, I like hovering over this at least a little bit so you guys can see. Oh, Steel Charge I recommend picking up if you don't have already, because unlike most other auras in the game, this actually will give you 18 capacity because it starts with 9 opposed to 7, which only gives you 14 capacity. So that's pretty cool. There's a fun little reason behind it because originally it was a rank 10 mod, but then it kind of was too OP. So yeah. Okay. And then we have alternate helmets, alternate skins, you know, some scrolls thrown in every now and again, if you will. And then, of course, we have where you can get your Kuba. This is where you get normal Vobon set. His blueprint is in the market. So you can just go to the market and get his blueprint for credit. So you don't need to worry about that. And then the decorations. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the potatoes are fully built. You don't gotta worry about getting the blueprint. They're fully built. So if you pick it up, you will have them fully built. Now, let's see what old pal Teshin has to offer, shall we? If we go here, then we click on here, Teshin will say he has a rifle ribbon mod. Yay! But we have exactly enough for 1 of these. So we are going to pick it up. And does it contain anything I wanted at all? Probably not from the looks of it. Well, we tried. Am I right? Or am I right? Let's move on, shall we? And move on we shall to the circuit, which you can choose between Mag, Loki, and Rhino. I'm going to pick Mag just because I can. I already have all the normal frames anyway, but pick whichever one you need, or whichever one you potentially need one of the, actual mods for, like the, yeah, this is a good, easy way to get the Warframe mod or a Warframe mod. I think it's pretty neat, actually. But wait, there's more. If you go to the Steel Path version, you can actually see these adapters, these Incarnon adapters. If you have all of these like I do, because I have to wait for like about a month more, give or take, for my rotation to come around again. But in the meantime, I can collect Kuba and Raven mods. Yay. Okay. So yeah, I can always do that. That is an option. What also is an option is that you can fight against the Archon this week in this week's Archon Hunt, which the reward is a Crimson Archon Shard. You're guaranteed at least a Crimson Archon Shard if you complete the Archon Hunt, but this is a percentage for the Temporal variant, which is just a little more powerful and a little bit more shinier. But in order to get the Archon Shard at all, you need to complete all three parts of the Archon Hunt, which are, for this week, Sabotage, Disruption, and Showdown. Showdown is basically an assassination mission where you go and fight the Archon. Sometimes the game counts it as an assassination mission, sometimes it doesn't, so keep that in mind if you're trying to do it for a certain quest or something. Descendia! Now I'm going to hover over the rewards while talking about Descendia, which is Warframe's version of Climb the Tower. Just in this case, you're descending to the lowest part of the tower, which is 21. Now, every seven actual floors, there is actually a checkpoint. So you don't have to do them all at once if you don't want, but you can if you want to. But wait, there's also a Steel Path variant with its own Steel Path rewards. You descend the tower once again. You fight the harder version of the boss and do the harder challenges and whatnot. That's still every 7 you can get a checkpoint and whatnot. The reward pool, as you saw, are completely different, so that's up to you if you so wish to do it or not. And of course, we gotta come to the Sanctum. I keep wanting to call it Sanctuary, but that's more of a Diablo thing. But the Sanctum, and then we want to talk to Bird 3. Particularly, we want to see the shiny treasures. With this is random, not for every week. It's random between the 3 beginner Archon shards, the blue one, the yellow one, and the red one. In order to get it, you will need to pay 30,000 standing as well as be max rank with Bird 3's Syndicate, but Bird 3 isn't the only, I was going to say bird here, but I think Bird 3 might be the only bird. But anyway, Necroloid has Deep Archimedea. These are individual parameters. These are different for everyone. I don't believe these are different for everyone, but they will make it more challenging. More challenging, you ask? Why? Because the higher the challenge, the more the rewards. Higher risk, higher reward. That is how Deep Archimedea works. But wait, Deep Archimedea isn't the only Archimedea in town Or maybe it is, because for the next bit, we got to travel to the universe where it's 1999, all day, every day, 24/7, 365, and talk to Kaya. And Kaya will introduce us to the wonderful world of Temporal Archimedea with different individual parameters and, has basic same setup, higher risk, higher reward, but with stickers. Yeah, with stickers. You see those stickers? Yeah. Yeah, it's all about the sticker, the sticker, the stickers, the stickers. But you know what isn't about the stickers? Me ending this video. It had nothing to do with the stickers. I had a nice little outro planned, but it got away from me. So hopefully this helped you, and I'll catch you guys in the future. Later.